Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Beneath the Steel Sky for the PC. In the last episode, we got sponsored by Miss Piermont, and we also got a whole bunch of information. Turns out our father is responsible for Link, and once Link was finished, after our father worked on what was left of Link to work on after the death of Helmut Piermont, Miss Piermont's husband, he just spent more time with Link than he did with his family, and then he just kind of disappeared, and it got to the point where our mother tried to escape to the Gap with us, and security didn't like that, and they tried to kill both of us. We escaped. Our mother, unfortunately, did not survive, and we eventually grew up in the Gap, and then stuff was what it was until the events of the game that we're playing now took place. So anyway, we got all that information. We've got sponsored by Miss Piermont, and there are some things we can do, but in order to do them, we had to turn Gilbert Lamb into a D-Link. And once we were able to do that, we are now able to enter his apartment. We already have the credentials to go in, so we might as well just go ahead and go in there now. I did not know you could do this, but you can actually
I can see through to an apartment.
Look at the windows, and if you right-click them, you can move the cursor around and see what you can interact with ahead of time. Of course, if you left-click or right-click anywhere, you'll just be sent back to the outside of the apartment doors, outside of the apartment buildings.
I can see through to an apartment.
And by looking through here, we can look at Gilbert Lamb's apartment. There's a couple paintings. There's a cat, of course. He did say he had a cat. There's an armchair. There's a food machine. There's a cat bowl that we won't be able to examine. And of course that one guy who spoke in riddles, whose name I can't remember. He wasn't important anyway. He's gone. You don't see him anymore at this point. Not like it's really going to matter. So now that we have the credentials to enter Gilbert Lamb's apartment, we can go in. And from here, we can examine the things that are here. Such as its armchair.
It looks comfortable and inviting.
I suppose we could sit in it if we wanted to.
The cushion is covered in grease and cat fur.
I guess not. Well, we can continue to look around. We can look at this bookcase.
I didn't picture Lamb as a reader of books.
Maybe we can find something that we can use inside the bookcase.
They're fake, just empty cardboard boxes.
I guess not. There is a video cassette over here, though.
It's titled Pussies on Parade.
Title aside, that is the video that Gilbert Lamb has admitted to watching after the workday is over. And believe it or not, we can take it. There's a cat here.
What a fat cat. Hello, puss.
But I don't think you can really do much with the cat.
Better not stroke it. It might scratch me.
Anyway, we did notice that we could interact with paintings.
That's pathetic. I could do better.
But it's not like we can really take them or anything.
The artist must have been on something.
Also, apparently the quality of the paintings are not that good.
I'd like that if it wasn't for the fluffy sheep.
And we can't take any of them. There is a monitor, of
Might
course.
have guessed Lamb would have a TV screen like that. Big, showy, and ostentatious.
And you can't really do much with this. There is a VCR.
More buttons than a maternity dress.
I mean, there would have to be one, otherwise how would Gilbert Lamb watch the video cassette?
Robots I can program, but not video machines.
And there is a food machine.
It's a food dispenser.
And if you right-click it, you fill up the cat bowl. The cat will wake up, and then it will have its food. You won't be able to interact with the bed. Yeah, you can't interact with the bed, though. However, you can put the video cassette in the VCR. The videotape is standard VHS format and bears the title Pussies on Parade. You can actually put this in the VCR. Now, there is a place that has a VCR. And that place is Miss Piermont's apartment. If we can use the VHS cassette on the VHS in Miss Piermont's apartment, we can get the dog biscuits. Is there a VCR in... No, there is not. So that's the only other place in the game that we know of that has a VCR. So now that that's taken care of, let us put the card in the slot right here. And let's go to the bottom level. From here, we need to head to Miss Piermont's apartment. Which means we're going all the way to the east, and then we're going to have to buzz ourselves in. It'll be just like it was before, when we left. Miss Piermont will be on the phone. We'll be free to move about the apartment.
It's me, Robert.
And we can do what we need to do to carry on with the game. Because we are going to we're going to need to do this stuff, is what I'm meaning to say, to carry on. So let's put the video cassette in the VCR. This will play the VHS tape full of cats. And if you watch Spunky, he will move towards the TV. And he will start barking at it because there are cats on the screen. This is your cue to move in and get the dog biscuits. Then we leave. You're probably wondering what to do with the dog biscuit at this point. At this point, you really just have to do adventure game things. So, there is this little makeshift seesaw. What we need to do is take the dog biscuits and put them on the plank. Let us look at the dog biscuits first. The doggy snacks are hard brown biscuits with a coating of the dog's abundant saliva. We need to place the dog biscuits on the plank. And from here, we need to be ready to use the rope.
It's attached to some bricks via a pulley.
Because once you place the dog biscuits on the plank, Miss Piermont and Spunky, had to remember the dog's name there for a minute, will be walking around at the bottom level again. They will leave the apartment and they will walk around. So this is the part where I'm going to get a brief drink of tea here as I wait. Once again, this is one of those puzzles that relies on the things that the virtual theater engine can do. NPCs walking around the Pacific area, and then you doing things or communicating with them when they reach the same screen you are at. And they should be showing up any moment now. Any moment now, I guess. Anywhere? Anybody? There they are. Okay. If I remember correctly, the dog will notice, yeah, the Spunky will go over here. This is when we pull the rope. Spunky will get on the plank. We launch him into the air. He falls into the pool nearby.
Splashing noise. Where has Spunky gone? Officer Blunt, come and help me, quickly.
And with that, oh, we can actually talk to them. That's amazing.
Why don't you jump in and grab him? Well, I'd ruin my uniform. Why don't you save it? I grew up in the Gap. I can't swim. Did you see the dog fall in? It's my job to be observant. To memorize every moment in minute detail. So how did the dog get in the lake? That's obvious. Either he was blown by a freak gust of wind, or else it was a suicide bid.
That's why.
What's the problem? He looks as if he's in...
I went through all the dialogue, but basically, I don't know why I went through all the dialogue, but basically, Miss Piermont is like, please save my dog. And we're like, why don't you save him? And she just makes excuses.
Try offering him doggy snacks.
An excellent idea, Robert. It's a pity Officer Blunt didn't think of that.
It's a pity the mutt can swim it all.
And from here,
He'll stop paddling when he's tired.
But then he'll sink. You men are useless.
It's only a dog, love.
I shall report you, Blunt. And don't call me that.
I haven't...
well, now that we can go into the cathedral, now that Blunt is no longer guarding it, we can do that.
Just for a second, you scared me. But you're only dummies.
And wow, these look a lot like people.
They're not human. Someone's been making androids.
That's
They must have switches to activate them somewhere.
not
And
good.
I'm gonna look for them, though.
Anyway, there are now 2 doors inside this cathedral.
A ventilation shaft. Better keep away from the edge, or I'll get sucked off.
And one of them leads to a ventilation. No. Cancel. Save. I'm going to save on the practice file. And apparently, it doesn't seem like you can really do anything here to die, it seems. This is just a bit of a dead end, I would guess. Anyway, let's go ahead and enter the other door. And inside are some lockers.
There aren't any markings on it, or locks.
If you click on any of the locker doors, you'll just get the same description every time. And if you open these lockers, you'll find bodies that look just like the androids that we've just found.
You don't look so healthy. You should get out in the sunshine. His skin is cold, like plastic.
And if you right-click these bodies, they'll just give you the
There
same.
aren't any markings on it, or locks.
They'll just give you the same description.
His skin is... This place is spooky.
Something tells me that the middle locker will have something special in it.
His skin is cold.
And There is a head in this last one.
I don't think a severed head would be any use.
Well, at least we can look at it.
Yo, that's horrible.
And from here, let's go ahead and enter or open the last locker.
Oh no, not her, not Anita.
Oh, this is bad. Anita is dead.
Her skin is burnt and blistered. She appears to have been exposed to radiation.
I'm guessing while she was working near the reactor, someone must have grabbed her and exposed her to the radiation, which pretty much ended up killing her. There are other things we can look at, such as this trolley.
It's a kind of bed with wheels. The wheels are locked in place.
We can't do anything with the trolley. There is also a cabinet here.
There could be something useful in there.
And I suppose we probably can't go in there, in that cabinet. It's 50-50 at best.
Wouldn't you know it? It's locked.
We can't do anything in there. Great. So now we know what Blunt was guarding in this cathedral. There's a bunch of androids in here. But why are there androids? And more importantly, why is Anita dead? Apparently she knew something about something. And someone had her killed for it. I don't know if I did this or not.
Excuse me. Hello, Mr. Overman. How did you know my name? You're a member now, sir? It's my business to know all our members. Can I go in now? Certainly. But you're in for a disappointment. How come? It looks smart with the lights turned low. But in daylight, it's a flipping toilet.
And apparently, now that we've found Anita, we can ask him about this. I don't know why, but you can.
What would you do if you found a body? Go through its pockets. No, seriously. A girl I know has been murdered. It's a sign of the times. There's nothing as cheap as human life. With the exception of this club. How do you know it was murder? I only met her a few hours ago. And she was fine then. My advice is to keep quiet. You can't help her now, so look after yourself. Or you might wake up dead one morning.
Yeah, that's some sound advice. Anyway. That is a clue to maybe check the... Actually, no. Maybe you can now? If you did that? I like to show off as much of the game as I can.
She appears to have...
Yeah, you can't do anything beyond noticing the obvious radiation burns. So, yeah, you can't search her pockets or anything. Maybe we can find clues at the reactor. I almost said radiator, but that doesn't sound right. Anyway, now that Anita is suddenly dead by radiation poisoning. Actually, no. I want to save right here. Things are starting to get a little scary on our way out of the city. And things are also getting a lot more complex. What happened to our dad? What's up with Link? Why did Link save us a while back? Why is Anita dead? We have more questions than answers now. And we're going to have to answer those questions in the next video. So join me next time where we head to the reactor that we went to earlier. Maybe we can start finding answers there. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!